Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful like Akim, pushing this word with truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the Akim, Wa Akwat, listening and learning. This is Brother Karathas of Mena Valley, Las Vegas camp. Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson. And we're going to start out here in the book of John, chapter 5, and verse 39. And it says, so John 5 and 39 says, "Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me." Okay. So we find eternal life, all right, through the scriptures. Okay. Through seeking out, the day of the Lord, seeking out Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai's return, preparing ourselves. Okay. We find the way back to righteousness through the scriptures. We learn about prophecy. Okay. Which the testimony of Yahweh Shai, to testify of Yahweh Shai, is to have what? The spirit of prophecy. This is going to be Revelation. Revelation 19 and 10. Starting at the break, it says, "For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is a spirit of prophecy." Okay, prophecy means to speak before, or to say before. Okay. John 5 and 39, "Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me." All right. To have eternal life is to know, all right, Yahweh Shai. To know Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai being the Word. Okay. As it says in John, the first chapter, to know Yahweh Shai, you know prophecy. You know what the MOTB is. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know the breakdown of the scriptures. Okay? You have faith and belief, all right, that the Lord is going to deliver you in these upcoming times. Why? Because the scriptures, all right, say it. The scriptures give us evidence of the story that has yet to be played out, all right, in real time. This is John 1 and it's going to be John 1, St. John 1 and verse my eyes is jumping over it. Yes, right here. John 1 and 14. I was looking at verse 4. John 1 and 14, it says, "In the Word," all right, that word being Yahweh Shai, was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Okay, going back to how the scriptures, all right, seeking the scriptures and searching them, you will find the eternal life. So let's go here to the book of Matthew. It's going to be, this will be Matthew, the 3rd chapter, or actually, no, it's in John. In John 3 and 36, it says, I'm going to start at 33. He that hath received his testimony hath set a seal that Yahweh is true. Right, where that faith comes in play. Whose testimony is that? All right. The testimony of Yahweh Shai. For he whom the Most High hath sent speaketh the words of Yahweh. All right. For Yahweh giveth not the Spirit by measure unto him. The Father loveth the Son, and hath given all things into his hand. All right. He gave Yahweh Shai the authority, and that says that in, I believe, John the 5th chapter. It says, he that believeth on the Son hath everlasting life. Going back to believing the words of this book, truly believing into the prophecies. All right. And that's the thing. Okay. A lot of these other camps, right, coming up with these wayward doctrines and everything, they don't truly believe in the prophecies, or the Lord has sent them a lying spirit, sent them a delusion to not believe it. But he has given the eye salve to his elect to see what's true. And he that believeth not on the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Yahweh abideth in him. Okay, and that pretty much sums everything up in a nutshell, that, hey, if you don't see these prophecies right now, all right, you're destined for destruction. Plain and simple. Okay, so now we're going to go into pretty much the meat of this lesson, but pretty much centered this around, that was just kind of brought out through the Spirit. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 15 and verse 16. It says, he hath set fire and water before thee, stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt. Before man is life and death, and whether him liketh shall be given him. Okay. And that fire and water could be just likened to that destruction and salvation. All right. Yahweh Shai being that living water. All right. He said no man will thirst. All right. That water, feeds us and will nourish you. All right. But we have both options here, and as the scriptures say, we can do nothing, unless the Lord, put our move us to do it. All right. We are just vessels. All right. Some he has chosen to honor, some he has chosen for destruction. Okay, so before man is life and death, and whether him liketh shall be given him. So where where you have your mind at, where you have your intentions in these times, all right, that's what you're gonna get. You reap what you sow. All right. Are you seeking after the Lord, or are you seeking after a corruptible, all right, world, a corruptible crown? And this is going to be the book of Proverbs. Bear with me 1 second. Proverbs 8 and 30. It's going to be 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of Yahweh. Okay. Blessed is that man that watch, in Habakkuk says that we are to be on top of that watchtower, running with that message. So whoever finds Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has found life, even though some will not accept it. You have that opportunity. When you come to the prophets, you have a chance. When you are allowed to hear the prophets speaking, you have a chance at salvation. All right. Nothing is. Hey, that's why Peter wrote, make the calling of your election sure. Many are called, but few are chosen. Okay. Which side are you going to pick? Are you going to stay with the fire? All right. Or are you going to choose that living water? Are you going to seek after the living water? Verse 36, but he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. And, we're not saved by the law, but through faith. But if we have that faith, and we're going to show that faith through works, all right? So it says, but he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Okay, and that's what sin is the wages of death. All right? Sin leads to death. And that goes to why Yahweh Shai said this, that he was here for the restoration. We won't be saved through the law, but through Yahweh Shai. But he was up here to uphold the law, be that in sample. All right. This is Matthew 5 and 18. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Actually, I should start at 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. All right. And that's what Yahweh Shai did. He fulfilled the law, and he's going to restore that law into us, because it will give us, all right, that tree of life, immortality. I'll get that here in the book of Sirach, the 19th chapter. The book of Ecclesiasticus 19 and 19. It says, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. That tree of immortality goes into that tree of life. All right, the ways that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai ordained, all right, the sons of God, Yasher Allah, now that chosen seed line in Israel, all right, that manner of life, that wisdom, all right, the example of Yahweh Shai, all right, walking in complete righteousness. Hey, where is thy sting? Okay. And the sting I'm talking about is that sting of death. That's why Yahweh Shai conquered death. Okay, and he's going to give us the same ability, all right, through his blood, all right, through his sacrifice, when we shall be changed. All right. And entering into that new covenant, we will become, immortals again, powers under, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Okay. And it says, the fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency. All right. This is going to be Revelation 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. All right. Blessed are they that do the commandments. So it's going to start with the first fruits. Okay, those returning to righteousness, back to righteousness now, even though our righteousness is as filthy rags and we are not whole yet. All right. We do not have the strength or power to save ourselves. But that's why the Lord gave us Yahweh Shai, to deliver us out of this condition that we're in. This is going to be Revelation. Let's prove that. Let's go to Revelation 12 and verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Okay, that's how we overcome the circumstances that we're in. Predominantly, this is speaking about overcoming our current condition in captivity. All right, having power over this devil in rulership. All right. Yahweh Shai is coming to restore the kingdom, put Yasharallah back, in order. All right. Back in righteousness and give us power once again. Power to rule. And that starts with understanding the word. Let's go back to where we started in the book of John, chapter 5. In verse 39, it says, search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. All right, so Lord willing, it's been an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect.